Okay. And I'm live. Welcome to week six. Week six already. NFL week six. I don't think. Let me do my pick first. One pick. Because I don't know what time this game starts over in Europe. So I'm going to go and get that out of the way before it starts. So we got Tampa Bay and Carolina playing over in London. There's two teams that's playing good football. They grinding. Over the last week, while our Cowboys over the last 2 weeks, while our Cowboys was going 0-2, um, Tampa Bay was whooping up on the Rams at home at Rams Stadium, scored 55 points on them and beat them. And then um, they had a more spirited game. Well, and they played New Orleans close, so they've been 1-2 while we 1-1 while we've been going 0-2. Then you got Carolina Panthers with this backup quarterback, this kid Allen and McCaffrey and that defense. They playing good. They started out 0-2. They are now 2-3. So I think if the season was to come to the end of the day, they might be in front of us. Matter of fact, after starting 3-0, if the season was to come to the end of the day, Dallas wouldn't even be in the playoffs right now. So, um, but that's plenty of time for that. I'm not even going to be talking about playoffs and division leads right now because it's still too early in the season for that. So, with this game, I like both of these teams. On a neutral site, give me the Carolina Panthers. I just think they're gonna catch. It's gonna be a close game, but McCaffrey gonna catch them a couple of times because the Buccaneers like the blitz, and I think a couple of them times they're gonna catch him for huge plays, and that's probably gonna be the difference in the game. So that's the only pick I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna do the rest of my picks like I normally do after I talk about um, the Cowboys. So Carolina over Tampa. Um, so Cowboys. Have we lost the last two games? Um, Averaging 13 and a half points over the last two games after averaging over 30 points for the first 3 weeks. So what is going on? I don't know. It kind of feel like Garrett have a hand in this. That's what it kind of feel like to me. Maybe the kid was getting too much publicity, and Garrett just got his hands in this. I don't know. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. But you can't say that it wasn't signs of this. I mean, I am not saying that they were supposed to lose to the Dolphins, but they should have been down at halftime against the Dolphins at their home stadium. This Dolphins just made too many mistakes and didn't know how to close the deal. So the bad play really started that week. You have a valiant defensive effort against New Orleans, but offense couldn't make enough plays to give you that game. You cannot lose these. When I looked at the schedule, you cannot lose these two games. You had to win um, one of them. And the way the defense played, you could have won both of them. You're supposed to take care of, definitely take care of home. And then a few more plays on offense, then you could have won this New Orleans game. So I mean, if you look at this now, if you look at the schedule, every team can present a challenge to any team on any given Sunday. I realize that Sunday or Monday or Thursday. I realize that, but if you look at Cowboys schedule, the only two teams on there, based on how they're playing now, that you can say they supposed to win is this week Jets and I think it's week and against the Redskins. Those are the only two teams on the schedule that you can say they supposed to win. Giants getting healthy, they're gonna give you hell. You can't look at that game and say you're supposed to win. The rest of the NFC North, the Lions, the Bears, the Pack, and the Vikings, the way those teams playing, you can't look at them and say, okay, they supposed to win them games. You got the Rams, two against the Eagles, Patriots, the Bills. Where can you look on this schedule and say the Cowboys is supposed to win this game? So they're gonna have to figure out what's going on with that offense. I'm not impressed by. I call that last week, second half, late third quarter, fourth quarter. I call that garbage time. They put up a lot of numbers, a lot of stats, so forth and so on. But I call that garbage time because when it mattered, the first through the third quarter, most of the third quarter, you couldn't score, couldn't do nothing. So I call that garbage. I call that garbage time. All them yards and points they got, and then when they did have some real momentum, when they scored 17 and was driving, trying to make it 20 or 24 to get back in the game with 10 minutes left, interception. So I call that garbage. So the offense haven't been doing nothing. Defense is spotty. They can give you a valiant effort one week and then next week garbage. Come on, Aaron Jones. I'm sure he's a decent player. He's in NFL, but come on. And he probably never he probably was the who was the offensive player of the week this week. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe he was in NFC. He probably he probably never make fantasy no more this season. I think he had about 50 yards over the last two games before playing the Cowboys. Then he come in the stadium and just own the stadium. Just look like the second coming of Emmitt Smith. I mean, and you can't play these players on the field. They're not executing on the field. They're not executing. Turn the ball over. You can see last night what a turnover would do to a team if you watch college football. That LSU in Florida. You can see, you can see what a turnover can do. Because Florida, not saying they was gonna win, but they was in that thing, stride for stride. They had the lead through that interception in the end zone. That just killed everything. Wide receiver one, that ball hit you in your hands. Interception, you got to catch that. So this is some of the things. what I'm seeing going on in offense. Zeke is not getting the ball enough. All right. I think he's averaging like less than 3 receptions a game. Got to get him the ball more. That matter of fact, that wheel route that he ran and caught that ball downfield, I haven't seen that since a couple of seasons ago when he did it against the Detroit Lions. A nice wheel route like that. I mean, come on, you got Mike White for the Patriots, all these running backs. They getting that ball out the backfield. It's an extension of the run game. He's not touching the ball enough. These penalties. So that's what's going on the field. Penalties. They're not executing right. Now this is on the behalf of the coaching because we didn't learn nothing. Garrett didn't learn nothing obviously from 2 years ago in Atlanta. Tyron Smith not in. Now Fleming is no Green. What Chad Green? I think it was Chaz Green. Fleming is no Chaz Green. But when you got backups in there getting killed, then your quarterback getting killed. So instead of him looking down the field, eyes down the field, he worrying about this rush because you not putting no max protection over there, no tight end or nothing to help with this pass rush because um you got the tackle out, you got Tyron Smith out, and we although it's better than Chaz Green, we still haven't learned how to play without the left tackle, the All Pro tackle. We still haven't learned, even though it's much better than Chaz Green. We still haven't learned. Now that's coaching. That's why you would never go far in the playoffs if you gonna have a stubborn coach like that to say, okay, that's your guy, block him. He killing you. We ain't gonna get you no help. Block him till you learn how to block him. That's stubbornness, and that's bad coaching right there. So his eyes ain't down the field. He worried about that rush now. See, they didn't see that. So when the I guess they got it kind of picked up a little bit in the third quarter because the man lay down on the field like 3 or 4 times. Number 55, I can't think of his name for the Packers. He was out the game a couple of times, at least 3 or 4 times. So when that rush stopped coming, mainly due to injuries or cramping or whatever you want to call it, then he was able to look down the field and hit some of the people when that man was out. You see how it goes? That's how it goes. So you're not getting this man no protection, no help. So that I mean that you may have a different play caller, but he's still at the top. And if he say run into a brick wall over and over again till you knock the brick wall down, and the brick wall don't come down, then that's it. It's not gonna come down. Just keep running into it because he's stubborn. Shouldn't be the coach. He shouldn't be the coach. If he tell you to run to the brick wall, to the brick wall come down. It's not gonna come down. So I guess you're gonna just gonna lose like you did the last 2 weeks. So block them, block them. So then you got a backup tackle, and the guard on our side was always already the weak link. So what do? Connor Williams, everything about him and his film and his career says that he should be a tackle. He should be a tackle, offensive tackle. Nothing about his career, his time in Texas, say he's going to be a guard. But they're going to keep him out there and keep him out there. If the running game and the offensive line can't get no traction on that side, that's Jason Garrett. That's a coaching decision. That's a coach problem. That's coaching. So, hey man, that's what's going on with the offense. They need to get Zeke. Zeke need to be in the 20 carries a game range and at least 5 to 7 receptions a game. Run them on that wheel route, do some stuff with them on the middle of the field, like that. And another thing that I'm seeing, I don't know what this team in this offense, what's the purpose of a tight end? What's the purpose of a tight end? Jason Witten, he's productive. He catch short passes and he can shake loose down the seams. But defense, they can stack that box because he's not a real receiving threat. They can watch with and cheat back, cheat up on the run game because they're not afraid that he's going to. If he get a couple of steps, they can still run him down. I don't know why they ain't got that. They don't have that boy Blake Jarwin in there running them 35-yard seam passes just like he did against the Saints. That type of play calling for your tight end that will open up the offense as well. But hey, hey, better get it together. Defense. I'm gonna tell you what's going on with the defense. The defense. First of all, you down. We all love, we know, and we appreciate and we love the story of Jalen Smith. These guys are down 17-0. First and goal, you make a stop and you want to do your little dance, your little move on first and goal, and you're already down 17. They need to corral that young buck. They need to corral him. He's too wild. What in the hell are you doing your dance, your celebration, and you made the tackle on first and goal? You still they up 17-0. So potentially you still got 3 more plays. Cause I go for it on fourth down to try to blow the game open. But you want to dance and celebrate because you made a tackle on first and goal. They need to corral that young buck and these linebackers. They not playing as well as they played last season. They cocky about their speed and their talent. So what they doing instead of plugging them holes, they trying to get around or go under, getting washed right out the damn play. That's what's happening this season. They cocky about their talent and their speed. So instead of it's a gap defense, gap assignment. So instead of them maintaining their gap, maintaining their assignments, they cocky about the speed and their talent, and they try to run around and getting washed right out. Then you got the 2 defensive ends. That's why teams is running on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 8 against the Cowboys and getting it. 2 defensive ends up the field, taking themselves out the play. taking itself out the play. You got the offensive tackle and the guard double down on the tackle. Then the guard go out there and hit the linebackers, and you get big runs all on that defense. The defense, and that's the most surprising thing to me. I mean, they played lights out against New Orleans, but that's the most surprising thing because you do got, unlike Garrett, the head coach, and supposed to be part of the offense. You do got um good coaches on the defensive side. So I'd be surprised by how they are so undisciplined. Linebackers getting wiped out and everything. That's kind of surprising to me, coming from Marineri and Richard Rashad. So there's some injuries on the defensive line, I know, but still, you got Antoine Woods coming back. Okay, he's solid. He's a run stopper, but you got Antoine Woods coming back. You don't have Aaron Donald coming back. You don't have Fletcher Cox coming back from injury. You got Antoine Woods coming back. So that's what that is. So I put it like this. Like I said about that schedule, you can't look at that schedule and say it's no teams on there that you're supposed to win, except for the day and the Washington Redskins. All the rest of them, and I mean, it's teams is doing good now, and by the time a couple of months come, they might be in a collapse. Hopefully, we're not one of them. But you got teams like Detroit or whatever that's doing good now. Who knows? By November, Rams, Vikings, some of these teams probably be in a collapse. But I mean, it's everything is still within reach. Everything is still within reach. You know, you 0-1 for your second quarter of the season, so you got to turn it around. You cannot have no losing quarters. You can't go no do no worse than 500. Preferably, you want to win the quarter at 3-1, like you did the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter of the season, you were 3-1. So you're in the hole now. You 0-1. So you have to start today. Have to try to get on track and get back to 500 for through your first two games of the second quarter of your season. So I'm gonna go into these picks. It's still early, ladies and gentlemen. One viewer. It's still early, so nobody in panic mode just yet. But I tell you one thing, I'm gonna give you the keys to victory when I get to this Cowboys game. I'm gonna give you the keys to victory. And I tell you one thing, they find a way to lose this game, you better be in panic mode. So I picked Carolina and London to beat the Bucks. Dolphins and Skins. Mm, they in Miami, but Redskins Redskins is a better team. I'm going Redskin on the road to beat the Miami Dolphins. Um, Philly at the Vikings. I didn't know these teams played this week. Philly at the Vikings. It's too early to be worrying about divisions and caring about divisions and all this. It's too early. It's way too early. And I'm not going against the Eagles because they're top of the Cowboys in the division. I'm just going against the Eagles because they playing in Minnesota. It's a 1 o'clock game, so it's not considered a big game or a prime time game. So Kirk Cousins may have a decent game or a good game. If it's Sunday night football or Monday night football or one of the 4 o'clock spots, a big game, then he can't play. He's not clutch. But in this spot, he gonna do all right, and they got a good defense. So give me the Vikings over the Eagles. Wow, this some crazy 1 o'clock games. Um, Kansas City is not gonna lose two straight home games. It should be a shootout. It should be a good game with them in Houston. Give me Kansas City at home over Houston. I thought that Tampa was going to upset New Orleans last week. I'm not going to pick against New Orleans. They're on the road in Jacksonville. Give me New Orleans on the road at Jacksonville. Seattle going to beat the Browns in Cleveland. Baltimore, too much for the Bengals. 4 o'clock, Seattle at the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams at home. San Francisco is 4-0, 3-0, 5-0, whatever they are. But no, I'm going with the Rams at home over San Francisco. Battle of the Birds, the Falcons and the Cardinals. Go with the Cardinals at home. I'm going to skip that game. Tennessee at the Broncos. I don't trust Tennessee. 1 week they can look like one of the battle way. I was 9-6 last week in my picks. And I did pick the Packers, but when I went back over my picks, did my review, I went with the Cowboys. So Broncos and Tennessee. This might be the week that Tennessee want to come back and look like a good team in Denver. I don't trust them. I'm going with Denver. I will pick Pittsburgh. Say that 10 times. I will pick Pittsburgh and San Diego. I would pick them, but they on the third string quarterback. I'm starting not to trust San Diego. But I'll go with San Diego at home. I can't go with the third string quarterback with Pittsburgh. Monday Night Football. Detroit at Green Bay. Um, I'm gonna go. Detroit can't win this game, but I'm gonna go with the Packers at home. Cowboys, Jets. Keys to victory. The Dallas Cowboys have to come out. No turnovers. No penalties. Execute the offense. Get some early points. Play good defense. You get 10 to 14 points in the first quarter. You execute, you playing good. It'll make for a tough but smooth game. You come out there BSing, penalties, turnovers, 3 and outs. Can't get nothing going. Then on the other side, this kid just coming back. I don't know if he, I don't know his reputation, Sam Donald. I don't know his reputation. I don't know if he's a tough quarterback like um, Romo was or Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know if he's a tough quarterback. He having this spleen issue. He's cleared to play. He got extra padding. I don't know his mindset. He could play bad, start out playing bad, because in practice he ain't get hit. So he probably psychological. That's what I'm looking for. Psychologically, he's probably not into it psychologically. Probably scared, a little bit scared. What I'm trying to say. So you get out and you get jump on them early, take them out their game plan where he had to drop back, and you know that fears in him about that spleen. Then you should be able to control the game. But you go out there, like I said, slow, sputtering on offense, can't execute. Then he hitting these short passes. They figure out how to block you because teams are figuring out how to block your line. Damn, Aaron Jones, you got a top five running back, Bell back there. Okay, so you let him build his confidence, and the line. Don't listen to all this foolishness about their line is not good and all that stuff. It's not. But with the Cowboys, it would look like an all pro line. Things that teams been doing the week or the weeks prior to meeting Cowboys, you can throw the shit out the window. You can throw it out the window. The line ain't been playing well. Oh, they're gonna play like all pros. Green Bay ain't had no running game. Oh, this dude had 170 yards. So whatever weaknesses they got, throw it out the window. They don't even get up for their division rival and the most successful team for the last 20 years in their division, the Patriots. But they will freaking look like world beaters today. You wait and see. You trust me. You wait and see. And if they go in here sputtering on offense, then they able to get something going with their offense. They got Bell. They got this kid, Robbie Anderson, good receiver. They got Jameson Crowder from the Skins. Okay, so let them get their confidence up. If with 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 Sam Donald, if they are in the same spot that you let the Dolphins be in, that the Dolphins could have been in against you, you're gonna lose. You will lose this game. You will lose. That offense get going, Bell get going, they get confident, start blocking you up. Defense, offense going around, not looking like the 31 point a game team, but looking like the 13 and a half point game team. You be upset on national TV. Take care of business. So that's my formula for success. Come out, no turnovers, no penalties, execute the offense, score some points early, make this guy have to drop back and pass. They only scored 39 points combined the whole season. Make him drop back and pass. You coming for him. He got this extra pad and this spleen and you coming for them, it's a psychological game, and everything should be all right. You go out here sputtering, their offense get confident, defense get confident, you got a problem. You'll have problems. I can see Dallas losing this game. I'm not going to pick no Jets over the Cowboys, but by three by 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, I can see them losing this game. I can see them, but I'm going with the Cowboys. So once again, I picked the Carolina Panthers. I picked Carolina Panthers, Redskin, Carolina over Tampa, Redskin over Dolphins, Vikings over Eagles, Chiefs over Texans, um, New Orleans over Jacksonville, Seattle over Browns, Baltimore over Bengals, Rams over San Francisco, Cardinals over the Falcons, Cowboys over Jets. So I want to change this. Broncos and Titans. I'm gonna go with Broncos. I don't trust the Titans. And then Steelers gonna lose to the Chargers, and then Green Bay on Monday Night Football over Detroit Lions. And that's all I got for week six. Week six. Wow. Season going by fast, isn't it? Thank you, viewer. My second half of the season is done got off to a rocky start. I am aiming to get on a more regular time. Be aiming for um, Thursday mornings at 10 live, and, and not this week because something going on Tuesdays, but on future weeks I'm gonna be aiming for a Tuesday so I can not wait all the way to Thursday or in the last couple of weeks Sunday to talk about the victory or the defeat that the Cowboys had almost a week ago or half a week ago. So it'd be best to try to come on, um, not this Tuesday coming up, but the next Tuesday on out for the rest of the season. Come in after the Monday night game and come on in on Tuesday and recap whatever week it was, and then have a show on Thursday before the Thursday night game and pick for the weekend. So that's gonna be my goal. So you that's watching, thank you for the privilege of your time. The video comes time. I'm out. Go Cowboys.